This video is an update on the biggest police scandal in South Africa.
The safety of South Africans is in jeopardy. At least Mchunu still has a firearm. He still has a men and women that he works with. He can still somehow protect himself. There are men and women out there that are vulnerable. They've got no one to protect. So we can't be worried about our own safety. We must worry about the safety of the citizens. So ours is to go out there and lay our life to protect them. That is my only concern right now. Not about my safety. Everyone shall die. The time will come. If it comes, it comes. But if an enemy comes to you, attack the enemy. Don't allow the enemy to take advantage. You can't just lie with your arms in your hands like that. You have to fight. So that's what we are doing now in KZN, and we shall fight. And this fight is very big. So it needs people who are committed. People who are not worried. No, they're going to chase you. They're going to arrest you. Get out of that prison and fight. They're going to suspend, they're going to dismiss you. They can get you out of the police. When you're out of the police, join men and women in the private sector that are dedicated in dealing with this criminality and fight from outside. That's why we're calling on them to also join us to fight. That is not going to stop. So I'm not worried about my safety in as far as these investigations are concerned.
If today is your first time, I will urge you to watch the first video in my video description. The KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, General Lucky Ngwanazi, brought out a whole system, a whole corruption-related cases in the police service in South Africa. And two major figures were mentioned. One was a police minister, Senzo Mchunu, and Lieutenant General Sabia. So these people occupy a very important position in the South African police service, and their names came out as being part of the police cartel. Now, since this happened, a lot of development has come with the story. So in this video, I'm going to take you through those developments, all the people who have spoken, and all the events which has happened. If this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and turn on the notification bell, and also join the community for all related updates and stories. Now let's get into the video. Since Lucky Ngwanazi came out, he's been respected and he's been known as the biggest or the most popular whistleblower in South Africa, also in the police force. So there's been a lot of support. When somebody, becomes a whistleblower, obviously there is an unseen hands that will go on the person. People will seem to attack him because this expose includes all the high people in society, including judges, correctional people, members of SAPS, members of the judiciary, and the whole South Africa. So all these people are going to work very hard to work against him. And so South Africans have taken keen interest of that, and they've organized the biggest march ever in South Africa, and they called it Hands Off Ngwanazi March. Hands Off Ngwanazi March. Now, this was organized in Durban, and it brought together a whole lot of people, including many civic organizations, associations, individuals, the aged, the young, everybody in South Africa. Now, on X, former Twitter, some of the South Africans tweeted, and this one said that the uncaptured activist says, South Africa, even when we are few, Ngwanazi remains a rally voice that gives us courage that better few, but better. The streets have been calling a corrupt system start by weakening voice of citizens, silence the youth, and itself fear apartheid did it too. Okay, so we are the nation, and that's it. And another person says that Kenya News tweeted, we are standing behind him, saying hands off Ngwanazi. So many people came to that march.
Of a criminal syndicate, which to a certain extent is enabled, according to him, by the police minister, Senzo Mchunu, who has since been placed on a leave of absence. We also have police officers that were also implicated there, and also members of the judiciary, specifically the magistrate. So quite a lot of allegations that were brought to the fore by General Mchunu at that time, and the president has since responded.
Now, if today is your first time, let me give you a quick rundown of what really transpired or what really happened. So, after the accusations which were leveled against Police Minister Senzo Mchunu and General Sabia, the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, decided to, one, suspend the police minister, Senzo Mchunu. And this was a special suspension. This is the kind of suspension where he still gets his salary, his allowances. In fact, he's got access to everything, including his sidearms, everything. The only thing is that he's asked to, so just go and leave, relax a little bit whilst we sort this issue out. So that is how Cyril Ramaphosa decided to act. Number two is that he set up a judicial inquiry to investigate before passing verdict. But this went agag. This has got agag. Everybody in South Africa seems to disagree with this. Their reason is that time immemorial, there's been several judicial inquiries which has brought zero results. Example is the Palapala inquiry, and a number of them. It brought zero results, and they can go on and on and on. So all South Africans are against Cyril Ramaphosa, and this even includes members of parliament. In parliament, a number of people presented petitions to Cyril Ramaphosa asking him to sack Senzo Mchunu and better still put away the judicial inquiry. So they want him to act fast.
Mr. Ramaphosa, you speak of fighting corruption, yet you place your own Minister of Police on special leave instead of expelling him from the cabinet, as you recently did with regard to the DA Deputy Minister.
We have written to President Ramaphosa this morning, pointing out to him that he is engaged in an undermining of good governance and plain constitutional delinquency. You cannot appoint an acting minister outside of parliament and cabinet. You cannot place a minister on special leave while he will continue to draw a salary and ministerial benefits.
It is in this context that the IFP welcomes the President's decision to act on our recommendation for a commission of inquiry as a response to the serious allegations raised by Lieutenant General Mchunu.
What he said about these killings, Honorable President, is that the police issued these guns, and commission must get to the bottom of this. Certain police has been part of these gangs, and it's time to get to the bottom of this.
Not only is crime out of control in South Africa, our safety and security arms are in complete disarray, especially after the Mchunu expose.
Should the Minister of Police be found guilty and following due process, the ACDP believes that the charge of treason would not be unreasonable.
We firmly support the decision of the President to set up a commission of inquiry to investigate the allegations pronounced by the KZN Police Commissioner. There was absolutely no better way, Comrade President, rather than setting up an investigation led by a judge as a legitimate platform through which the issues can be ventilated in order to ascertain the veracity or otherwise of these obviously very grave allegations.
But Cyril Ramaphosa has defended his decision to set up a judicial inquiry.
It is therefore strange that some people have voiced strong opposition to the establishment of this inquiry.
And he's saying that if he goes on to pass verdicts without investigating, it will be a bad precedent.
Some have even said that I should take immediate punitive steps against Mr. Senzo Mchunu on the basis of untested allegations. Not only would this be unfair, but it would also create a very dangerous precedent.
And he also went further to disagree with South Africans and parliamentarians that judicial inquiry has served no purpose or has brought no results.
Some people have even resurrected the tired line that commissions and panels that we have established in the past have produced meaningless results. This view is wrong. It is not borne out by evidence.
Now, in the last video I did, we could not get the voice of Senzo Mchunu. It was the police PRO who spoke on his behalf. But now he was seen in a program organized by the ANC, and that was when he actually also gave out his first speech. And what he said is that he is innocent, and so he's waiting for the judicial inquiry to pass a verdict or to investigate. He's sure that he will come out clean.
From where I stand, I am innocent of those, and I deny them very strongly. But let's wait for the commission.
Mchunu has also denied that he deliberately misled Parliament when he was asked about his relationship with businessman Brown Mokgosi.
As this means, among other things, hear the other side. No matter how serious as in this particular instance, the case is, but hear the other side. I'm sitting here waiting for the commission, and I believe and that the president thought things very well, thought things through very well.
President of the FF movement, Julius Malema, also asked
I'm
that
also
Mchunu
as patient
is
as anybody else, because we need to wait for the other day.
Well, President should fire Mchunu with immediate effect. Mchunu came with a baggage. He's not old in the job. He's very new, but already tainted. This is a man who went to that institution to go and do wrong things. You want to our people to have confidence again in the police. You have to fire the executive authority and then put order. If there are generals that have misbehaved, the national commissioner should act on those generals. And then we start dealing with crime. The role of the police is to deal with crime, not to connive with criminals.
Now, the MK party, the almighty MK party, also organized a march. And their march had two purposes. The first one was also to support Ngwanazi. Number two, they gave out their petition. And in their petition, they are asking Cyril Ramaphosa to step down. Two, they want Cyril Ramaphosa to fire Senzo Mchunu out of power.
President, referring to former President Jacob Zuma's imprisonment in July 2021, members of the party marched to the union buildings to hand over a memorandum. Their demands include that the president step down, that Mchunu is fired, and the arrest of those implicated in wrongdoing by Mkhwanazi 2 weeks ago.
We therefore demand the following: an immediate resignation of Cyril Ramaphosa. Number two, immediate arrest for those that are implicated in criminality as per Mkhwanazi's statement. The immediate firing of Senzo Mchunu. Abambo Judicial Commission. We want court cases for those that are charged. If Mkhwanazi can arrest and charge 436, what about those in parliament? What about those in the judiciary? And what about those in government?
So guys, this is the latest update with respect to the biggest police scandal in South Africa. My name is Kweku Africa. If it's your first time, you will do me a lot of good if you decide to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and join my community. It's a wrap for today.